Let's do the other West series. We'll keep it in the conference. A little bit more, I guess, back and forth, or at least, we'll go maybe one game at a time. I could see that being a reality. OKC versus Dallas. Dallas going up 2-1. And Luka, obviously doing Luka-related things, but it's been Kyrie that's kind of sealed games for him. But then PJ Washington also playing out of his mind. Really wish he did that at the end of the fantasy season, but that's okay. And obviously, OKC's got some things to consider. The main one being Josh Giddey really shouldn't be touching the court in this series. It's just not working for him. His plus minuses are
I don't know if I agree with this hate, but go on, keep going on.
No, the Josh Giddey stats, he's almost like a minus 30 or a minus 40 for the series. He has not been effective while he's been on the court. He hasn't done anything productive.
So the fact that OKC are down one, down 2 games right now is due to Josh Giddey.
I think it's an element of it. I think lineups are really important. I think you'd know that as a coach, that if you put the wrong lineup out there, you can see some really interesting things happen. And Josh Giddey, you can space off Josh Giddey, right? Because he's just not a potent shooter, and he's not really doing much when it comes to attacking the rim because Gafford is pretty much locking that down. I don't think
I'm shocked with your Josh Giddey take right now. I just opened up the box scores here, which I had looked at obviously when that game was completed a day ago now. Josh Giddey played 13 minutes in game 3, which obviously the Mavs did win and now lead 2-1. Yeah, and Josh Giddey played 13 minutes, shot 4 from 8. Okay, 1 from 4 from 3-point line. Yeah, his plus minus was -1 in the 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think, and again, look. Again, we're not in the coaching staff. Yeah, we're not sitting courtside. Yeah, we're not there behind the scenes. In the locker room. But I think there's a bit of an overreaction here to an organization that has won many games this season, finished with the best record in the West, and simply now making rotational changes. Yeah, Josh Giddey is not -10 in 13 minutes. Okay,
he's minus 27 in 28.
Well, where are you pulling this stat from? Share this stat? Where
internet,
where are you sharing this stat? Pull it up. Because look, I'm doing that game thing. Let's just
very good article.
Look, you know what? Look, don't worry about. Look, I guess we could look at all. We could break down all 3. I don't have that stat in front of me. Okay, and I guess it's probably not that easy for us to share the screens or whatever in a sense. But I guess let's just look at game 3. Game 3 was pivotal in the sense that obviously the Mavs grabbed and now lead this series. Okay, Josh Giddey was not -27 in game 3. Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make here. Yeah, he was -1 in his minutes on the floor, which is only 13 minutes. That's not a reason to drag a player because you're simply saying this play is the cause of your loss. Yeah, does he not offer floor spacing? Sure. Do you make a coaching decision that goes, you want to put more shooters on? Sure. Okay, but to suggest that Josh Giddey is the reason why OKC lost, I think that's a little bit absurd.
Okay. Then live in your normal land where, you know what, I'm realizing in real time here, have we switched roles? Because I feel like a year ago or even 2 years ago when we first started doing this, I was really the analytical one and the sensible one. And now I feel like I'm constantly saying stuff and you're acting like I'm crazy. And I don't know if we switch roles or not. There is legitimate information out there. It's the first article I pulled up. It says Josh Giddey.
What do you want me to Google? Give me a line to Google
right now. Josh Giddey plus minus for the series.
Josh Giddey plus minus for the series.
I don't know why I have to say it like that. You're making it sound like it's unfathomable. It's there.
Okay, all right, sure. So Google now and this OklahomaRelated.com website or whatever it is, through the 2 games. Which of these 2 games? Is this game 1 and game 2?
I'm going to assume it's game 1 and game 2.
Okay, sure. So in the 2 games, which they went 1-1, Josh Giddey played poorly. Okay. So in game 3, did he play poorly? Not really. Did he not play much? That's true. Like, what would have happened if you played Josh Giddey another 10 minutes? Would he be have -10? I don't know. Maybe. Could he have then been a positive box score in a 4-point margin? Maybe. These are all unknowns and no one's going to know this, yeah? But the reality here is that it's an overreaction to the bigger picture here when a player plays poorly. Yeah, pin it all on Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey is not even the best player on the team. Yeah, pin it all on Josh Giddey. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that's a stretch. Look,
what do you think the key is? What do you think the key is for OKC? Do you think this is an issue of youth? Do you think this is an issue of size? because obviously they don't have the interior, I guess, backup for Chet to kind of do what they're doing. Like, where would you say they need to pivot? Because they have to now win 3 out of the next 4 games. Which I feel like we don't talk about this enough. I know that we often go, oh, well, when they're 3-1 down,
Yep.
That's always like the big talking point. But when you go 2-1 down, obviously you need to make up one additional win to tie it. But, OKC does have home court advantage here, but they are going up against an experienced team, which is what we talked about last week.
Yes.
So
I think you asked me what does OKC need? Well, it's probably not. Well, what do they need is they need a true sidekick for SGA. Yeah. And right now, and it's no knock on them. Yeah, we're talking literally about a rookie and a second-year player here in Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. They're not there yet. They're not there yet. Let's look at their careers in 5 years' time. Hell, they could be NBA, or they could be All-Stars potentially. Yeah, at that point. Okay, but right there, they're not there yet. Dallas have probably the first and third best player on the floor. Yeah, let's say Luka is the best player and Kyrie is the third, and that is important. And Kyrie is a vet that obviously is still extremely effective as a sidekick. He did that with the Cavs, with LeBron. He knows how to play that role. And Luka, though he's not 100%, is still Luka. He just puts up those numbers and gets that done. Like you mentioned, all right, PJ Washington has played his played out of his mind right now so far in this series. All right, you could probably make the argument that the best players through 3 games right now have been 3 out of the 4 best players have been Mavs players. Okay, OKC needs someone to step up, and clearly, if you're not going to give minutes for Giddy to step up in that situation, he probably would not. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but someone else has to step up.
I'm okay using Giddy as a scapegoat.
Man, that's
he's
the
been
that's
the
the worst
talking
take.
point.
I feel like you googled what's going on with the series and you read Josh Giddey is losing it for him, and so you jumped on that bandwagon.
I feel like picking on a white guy is not really too big of a deal. That's not going to really gain much hate from me, so that's pretty easy.
Is Josh Giddey getting traded? I actually saw an Australian website, I think like 9MSN, even like have an article on Josh Giddey and apparently how bad he is and he's getting traded next season. Like, this series is not even over yet. This series, I believe I picked was going 7, and I'm saying this series was going to be a legacy series for Luka. Let's see if his knee holds up. Yeah, that's probably going to be the key right now. Can Luka get through this series? He clearly seems like he's banged up.
That's the thing as well. Like, it does feel like whoever comes out of this series is probably just getting fed to Denver or Minnesota, respectively, right? You're going to have Luka banged up going in against the defending champs or Minnesota if they can figure it out. And then you've got a young OKC team that doesn't have a lot of size going up against 2 teams that really dominate from the inside. So, this series, it's really to put an accolade of getting to the conference finals. For OKC, it's a pretty good stamp getting there that early with this squad. And for, Dallas, it's really just, it's almost like now creating the LeBron narrative, right? Where, well, when's Luka going to get to the finals? And there's going to be that pressure over him. So it'll be interesting, but I don't think it's got the long-lasting implications.